a entitled LA brat who receives a letter from his father that he hasn't seen for 30 years, kind of a cryptic letter to come visit him in a very isolated house by the ocean. And he does, and the father doesn't really seem like he wants him around, and it's kind of like a very sort of fractured start to their reunion, and then things go very south from there quite quickly. And yeah, it's one of those films you don't want to give away too much because it's a lot of surprises.
So why Elijah Wood for, I'm presuming, the entitled LA brat?
Absolutely. Well, Elijah, he knows a lot of LA people, so he
Who I think of?
no, but he was, when we finished the script, we sent it to him first because he was in our mind the whole time writing the script, so it was like kind of one of those scary propositions, like no one else could do this. We really wanted Elijah, and he just responded so quickly to it. It was like, I love it, I'm totally on board, let's do this thing. And I was like, oh, thank God, because at that stage it was like, it just felt like it was him. Yeah.
There's no one else.
And he brings so much likability to a character that is kind of a bit douchey, and it's really important to have someone who can transgress that initial physicality of being a really pompous twat.
So there's still empathy there.
So there's empathy there throughout the film because he goes through the ringer completely.
And we've seen him kind of do dark with Maniac before, and we still kind of empathize with him in that in the remake.
Did you empathize in the Maniac? Wow, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's so nasty, though. It's like, but yeah, this is a lot easier in terms of accessibility for that character. But Elijah's just incredible. Like, he knows more about where his character should be than anyone involved in the film because he's just a naturally instinctive, someone who grew up on sets, and he's just a phenomenal actor.
And we feel like we've grown up with him as well. Like, I think I've been watching him my whole life.
Exactly. So I mean, that was a scary thing at the start as well. It's like, how much baggage does Elijah bring from all these other roles, and Lord of the Rings especially.
And the fans are going to come watch this
Yeah.
and be a bit confused.
So the easiest thing was like, let's make him look like a complete douche.
Yeah.
Physically, and give him these kind of like exaggerated look, and then break him down throughout the whole process. So
The other thing I want to ask you about is Michael Smiley, my countryman. How did he get involved? I love him.
Michael, well, I think it was a stroke of luck actually. Michael was like, we wanted Michael along, and I luckily knew a friend who's a producer, Andy Stark, who is Ben Wheatley's producer, and Michael was in Ben Wheatley's films, and they've got a connection. So I basically did what the old Hollywood thing is, like, ask someone who knows someone who can hook you up. So we sort of, that was the introduction, and then I talked to Michael, and he was like, I love it, I get it. And
You were aware of him from Ben Wheatley films. Is that how you knew about him?
yeah, no, actually, Michael was a stand-up comic who used to come down to New Zealand in the mid-90s. So he's got a background in comedy that we knew because he was part of our comedy festival tour. So I've known about Michael for a long, long, long time. And then I've just started seeing him pop up in film and TV and just thinking, like, he's amazing.
Just really quickly, are you going to direct something next? Are you going to produce something next? What have you got?
Because I've got a slate, there's some producing stuff that's coming up anyway. But I've been working with Toby, the writer of Come to Daddy, and we've got this other one that's kind of crazy that we hope to make. So that's the next one.
Thank you so much for talking. Good luck. I'm sorry.